in the time of need, for example. So this is the reason why I'm really speaking a lot about gold and silver for businesses, for my clients, for businesses, but also for us as individuals. You know, people are thinking of stocking up because of the tariff situation before the prices shoot up. So they're thinking about, shall I stock up on food? You know, what is happening here? But you can get gold and silver. Silver is $35 at the moment per ounce, whereas gold is 3,000 per ounce, dollars that is. So, but like I said, the silver, and I'm going to go into silver mines as well on another part of this 10-part series, for example. But silver is also a very good monetary thing, and silver is going to become very popular because it is used in many ways. For example, in industrial wise, retail wise, AI, the chips, AI chips, for example, robots, renewable energy, solar panels, electric vehicles, Apple, tech industry, they all need silver. And if they didn't have this silver, it would then be like kryptonite for them. It would hurt their business, for example. They've made billions from silver. But the places that you can get gold from, and I will put the link here. One of them is Bullion Vault. You can buy and store gold securely. There's JM Bullion, US, mostly popular with gold silver dealers, for example. And there is also another one, but I just need to check that before I put the link here, for example, because I've been emailing and communicating and calling and speaking to individuals, for example. But what I'd like to know is, type gold in the chat if you're looking at getting gold or silver, for example, because these episodes is about awareness of where these gold and silver, you know, the world's largest and wealthiest gold mines and silver mines is the part of the 10-part series that I'm going to be covering, because I think it's important. And yes, I come from, 2007, where we did scrap gold parties, where we were buying jewelry at a scrap gold or silver value. So we were actually buying it 30% less than what the spot price was at the time, because it was broken jewelry, missing earring, or broken chain, for example, necklace was broken, or a clasp, or a ring that was damaged, for example. So this is where I come from, and I turned the scrap gold into gold bars. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because we need to be prepared, and we need to think and start planning for buying either silver coins or buying gold coins or bars, for example, silver or gold, for example, whatever it is that you can afford. Put something aside each month, because we never know, or you never know, if you are working for someone, whether you're going to be in a job, because there's been lots of layoffs. So that can cause inflation to rise as well. And I wanted to share this with you today because I want you to become excited and fascinated to see where this gold and silver comes from, but also to look at it as a long-term investment plan, because we don't know what our pension is going to be when that time comes, for example. Or we may want to pay for our child's university with the gold or silver, for example. Gold is going to, according to the experts, it's going to like treble. It's $3,000 for an ounce. Today, for example, they're talking about it could be 5,000, 10, 15, even $20,000, for example. With silver, like I said, silver is like the tortoise that won the race. At the moment, it's very, very low because it really is being used by the large organizations, so they usually see it like a manufacturing type of thing. But the silver mines, there's only so many of them around the world today, and they are depleting because they're being used in an industrial way. So it's going rapidly, and they're saying that in 20 years that the silver will run out if they don't find new mines, for example, because they're producing more AI. For example, we're using more AI, we're using more technology, we're using the AI chips, for example, and also they're building these data centers and these robotic AIs, for example. That all takes silver, for example. Then there's the solar panels that are going to be used, well, which we use anyway in our daily lives, but also for the AI centers, the data centers, as well as the renewable energy, for example. So this is speed, because everyone's racing. They're on this speed race. It's like, let's see who lands on the moon first, for example. That kind of speed, for example. But this is using up more than what we usually would be using because of the manufacturing and the industry. It's more industrious as well as retail. People like to wear silver as well. But our mobile phones, our Apples, everything is becoming, not everything, but the manufacturing and the industries that produce these need silver. So they're using more. And like I showed you, the demand for silver is outweighing what is actually available. And I've got this here in my drawer, and I'll just pull this out, show you. So for example, make sure I've got it up the right way. Yes. So this is up to 2004. So this is the silver. Okay, so this is the supply, and this is the demand. The demand is outweighing what we have available for silver right now. See? So they need to find more silver, and this is where silver, I believe, is going to become more valuable, because the price is going to go up because of the demand. Because as demand becomes rarer, that makes the price go up. And if it's hard to get at a certain gold or silver, for example, precious metal, then that makes the price go up as well. So I hope that you've enjoyed today's. I'm taking you around the world in 10 days, and I'm talking about all the different mines around the world, but the wealthiest ones, the top 10 wealthiest ones, are what I'm going to be discussing, for example. So join me tomorrow at the same time at 7 p.m. For example, UK time, that's 2 p.m. American time, and I will be discussing with you the number 2, for example, discuss with you the number 2 mine. And it's important because we're looking at buying these golds and silver, for example, the coins and the bullions and things like that, and the different types of coins as well. There's so many different types of coins, and some apparently worth more than others, for example, depending on what year you got it. I mean, even down to the 20 pence piece, if you're in the UK, if you got a 20 pence piece that dates back to 1983, that is worth quite a lot of money, for example. So coins, silver, gold bars, silver bars, they're all valuable and they stand the test of time. Whereas the cash currency, it is going down. Stocks and shares are up and down, for example, which I suppose that's normal for that to happen at this time, for example, with what's going on. However, with gold and silver, you can't go wrong. It is your safety net. At a time of difficulty, at a time of crisis, this is why it's important to have a strategy and build your portfolio for wealth building. Whether you buy a silver coin for $35, for example, or you buy a gold coin for $800, it's what you can actually afford, for example. And this is why I say to do the scrap gold parties, because you're paying way less. What you could get for $35, for example, silver, would be a lot more than what you would get in a coin. And yes, of course, you have to get someone to refine it for you that is reputable. There are lots of refining companies. Speak to dealers, for example, and you'll find them, and you can have them smelted down, and you could end up with a bigger coin, for example, than an ounce, for example. So this is the reason why I also talk about the scrap gold and buying jewelry, gold and silver, for example, as long as it's tested and you checked its purity and that it is